Hello, fellas and ladies. It's time to review Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is, as you are undoubtedly not aware of, the sequel to the Marvel movie Black Panther, and this is about the freaking Wakanda and it being forever. So this film is in the wake of the Black Panther, T'Challa. He passes away, which of course is because of the real life tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, the actor. And basically, this is about them grieving his passing while also dealing with a new underwater threat called the Torokin. Torokin? Is it Torokin? Tolokin. Close enough. And I gotta say, I love this movie. I thought this movie is terrific. I think Phase 4 has been a little rough. I thought No Way Home was terrific. I thought Shang-Chi was pretty great. And in terms of the movies, I think everything else is like at the very least. And this movie is by far the best thing in the Phase 4, like hands down, unquestionably. I think this movie is kind of a miracle that it's as good as it is because, like, my God, the amount of things that happened to this production, the obviously biggest of all, Chadwick's passing, but the fact that it still came out this good is such a massive credit to Ryan Coogler. Even more impressive, this is probably the best directed MCU movie to date. It's insanely well shot. The cinematography is truly spectacular. Dude, I thought the action scenes were really great. Nothing mind-blowing by any means, but definitely, fun and also like just brutal at times. I thought almost every single technical aspect of this film worked so flawlessly. I think the visual effects, while certainly a massive improvement from the first Black Panther, I do think that it's not perfect. There are some moments where it's noticeable, but still a definite improvement. I think the costumes are stunning. It's so good. I love the score. I love the score for the first movie too. And this score, I want to say it's better, but it's so good. The acting, it's all pretty damn great. Dude, Letitia Wright definitely holds her own, especially towards the latter act. I thought Tana Koreda was a fantastic villain, and I am so sorry for butchering the pronunciation of that name. Angela Bassett, terrific. Everyone does a fantastic job here. A great cast all around. I do have some issues with its script, but mainly when it gets all MCU on us. Whenever Martin Freeman shows up, it just kind of feels like Ryan Coogler did not want to put this in the movie. It's just like I kind of have no choice but to do this. I don't think all the MCU setup was wrong. I mean, I feel like how they incorporated Ironheart into the story actually felt kind of natural. But everything with Martin Freeman, everything he set up, I just did not like. But that's about it, honestly. I hear like some criticisms that like it's a bloated movie. I never felt that. There was a decent amount of stuff going on, but I never once felt like I was being overwhelmed or like too much is going on at once. Like, you know what I mean? And well, the film is long. I'm on the outs here, I guess, but like I didn't feel the runtime. Not at all, but like I wasn't checking my phone. You know what I mean? I wasn't checking the time. Like, hey, yo, well, when's this movie ending? And this film deals with like pretty dark issues, and it's handled so fucking well. It's handled like, oh my golly. I think it was always meant to deal with colonialism, which the film does address pretty flawlessly with Namor's character and how him and his underwater Atlantic bullshit city is incorporated into colonialism. But obviously tragedy struck this film, and then it became not just a film about colonialism, but also about grief. And those two never felt like they're at odds with each other. And I thought, like, super kudos to Ryan Coogler for pulling that off. The emotional weight is definitely felt. Like, it definitely had a beautiful tribute to Chadwick, especially towards the end. The mid credits definitely got me. It was handled very, very well. I'm going to keep saying it, but like, it's so commendable how this movie was pulled off such a great grand way, considering it should not have because of the circumstances. Do I think this has awards potential? Yes. I cannot fathom a world where costumes and songs does not get nominated, and I really think that both have a great shot at winning. But beyond that, I think that this film is a really good shot at a production design nomination, even though there is, not a lot new, but definitely new enough where it can get in. I think visual effects is very likely, even if not all of them are great. Score, please get nominated. Sound is definitely possible. Makeup certainly possible. I don't think anybody's really questioning anything below the line per se. It's more above the line that people have questions for. So I'm going to start off with supporting actress real quick, because I know a lot of people have questions about that. To keep it short, I don't think Angela Bassett's getting nominated. I think maybe she can have like a sneak nomination at like maybe a Golden Globe or a SAG, but I just don't see an Oscar nomination for her. Not because like, oh, Michael B. Jordan guy. I've seen a couple arguments where it's like, oh, Michael B. Jordan missed. Why would she miss? I don't think it's necessarily the same thing, but that if maybe she had like one extra like Oscar scene, quote unquote, maybe I could buy it more, but like, not so much. But now let's get the picture. I gotta say, I'm a lot less confident now that I've seen it. I've seen some people say it's like way too Marvel-y. I don't really agree with that, but it's a lot more MCU setup-y than the first one is. The first one's very standalone. This is standalone too, but like, there is a lot of that in here. For that reason, I have bumped it downwards in picture. But I do think it's certainly possible still. I think a lot has to go right for this film. It's going to make buckets of cash, let's be honest here. We don't have to worry about that. I don't see it landing a Chris Choice nom for Best Picture. I don't see it landing a BAFTA nom for Best Picture. It did pretty horrendously. The first film did horrendously at BAFTA too. Why would this one do any better? Don't really see a Globes nom. I see a SAG Ensemble nom, but like I don't think that would really influence me to put this in picture. You know what I mean? Where I think it could succeed. Could. Not, I don't think it will, but could. And it could end up translating to a picture nomination, would be like a PGA or like an AFI or a National Board of Review, something small like that. I don't think it's going to do anything grand in the televised awards, except for maybe set. If it were to get a picture nom, which is a massive if, it's not going to be obvious. It's going to be a sneak, like a la Nightmare Alley or something like that, because it is, like I said, up for plenty of techs. It's got the praise, it's got the hype. So like, I don't know why people are just immediately just saying out bye-bye after it's being seen, but like I'm gonna say it's unlikely right now, but not like it's more improbable than impossible. But who gives a shit? Black Panther Wakanda Forever, fucking terrific film. This is one of my favorite MCU films to date. It's easily the best directed MCU to date. It's definitely the most emotionally enriching MCU movie to date. Technical aspects are just working flawlessly here. It's a beautiful tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a solid 9 out of 10. All right, that's everything. Like, subscribe, share, and then I don't really have a joke for the end of this one, so I'm just going to fuck off.